agency, and he is a very, very senior engineer with Central Water Commission. We are proud to have you here, sir, and all of you who are here might be knowing him. He is the main motivating force behind this DRIP program, and in fact I will say that organization of these conferences is basically his brainchild. So please give him a big round of applause. And with these words, I will request the chairman to please open this open house and invite Dr. M.S. Reddy to please come here and present his
opportunity for me to be with you, and it's a great honor and a privilege to be among very big audience of professionals. And I thank you for giving me this opportunity. I would like to call upon Dr. M.S. Reddy to come forward and present his paper.
Yeah, on behalf of the chairman, I would request of course, all our distinguished professionals, and I would request to.
First thing, I think I should thank Central Water Commission and Mr. Jha, who has just entered office, who has been very kind to invite me when he was still in office. Pramod, Mayank, Manoj, Vijay, all of them have been very kind. Bhaskar Reddy, they have been very kind to organize my visit here, and they are responsible for my being here. Thank you very much. Thank you, Central Water Commission. Why am I here? First of all, I think the reason is that as a part of dam safety review panels, I have visited about, let's say about 200 dams, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Andhra Pradesh, and also the Bhakra Dam as part of my dam safety review. When I go there, I'm always confronted with these two questions. Do we have a problem here, or are we ourselves the problem? And invariably I come to the conclusion that we are ourselves the problem, not dam safety per se. And I think I've explained why I'm saying that. Next. I'm sorry, I'm not very conversant with this modern technology. I'm very old-fashioned. This is a verse from Gita. No, I'm not an expert on Gita, but I just happen to have come across this. Nachamam tani karmani nibhadranti dhananjaya udasinvat asinam asaktam teshu karmas. Yeah, what it means in English is that I'm not. Yeah, I don't think I have a. You have to give me a little time because I have to organize my. In English, it says, can you tell me which to address? Which button? Yeah. Okay. Not do these acts, bind me, Dhananjaya, for I am seated as if indifferent, unattached to those acts. Here, this actually, Krishna tells Dhananjaya, Arjuna, in the Kurukshetra, that he has created the universe. He is the creator. But then after he has created, the nature takes over. And he is not bound by the acts of nature. That's what it means. All I want to say is, replace these acts by these dads. Mind me, Dhananjaya, instead of Dhananjaya, you can say DRIP or DSO or CWC. Then you can say instead of I am, we can say we, the dam builders, the dam designers, the dam constructors, the dam maintainers. You can say that we. we are seated as if indifferent, unattached to those dams again. This is the inevitable conclusion I go there. Whenever I go to a dam, what you see there is total indifference. That's why I said that we are the problem, not the dam's safety per se. Dam safety is a problem, but the per se that's not the problem. The problem is we, because we are seated indifferent, unattached or detached to those dams. That's the main reason. I can give you a lot of examples, but I wonder whether Masood has the time or the audience has the time. How much time you have at your disposal, I don't know. It will take quite some time, okay? If you can ring the bell whenever you are pressed for time, so I can stop. So, the first one is Bhakra. The chief engineer design dam is here, he's a good friend of mine. He should not get upset. I hope you will not attack me when I go out of the hall. Okay, thank you. So, you can see that I have been associated with Bhakra Dam for a small time. There's a big story. I won't tell you the whole story. The safety of dam is suspect under some operational conditions. Well, let's not go to those operational conditions. What's being done? As far as I know, udasena vadasena masaktam. So indifferent, we are sitting detached with the dam safety problem. We are doing something else. There's a big story. Again, it will take a lot of time. 10 minutes will not be sufficient. Look at Nagarjuna Sagar Dam in Srisalem. Nagarjuna Sagar was designed, spillway was designed to pass 12 lakh cusecs, that is early 60s. And Srisalem upstream, it was designed to pass 18 lakh cusecs at that time. Now, 25 lakhs have been observed in 2009. For Nagarjuna Sagar, IIT Kharagpur has estimated 25 lakhs as the PMF. How do you push it here? Yeah, okay, it is still. Yeah, now, what are we doing? I don't think we are doing anything. Nothing is being done. I am also on the dam safety panel of Nagarjuna Sagar for the World Bank. So we keep telling them to do something, and that project people don't. I don't know if anybody from Andhra Pradesh or Telangana is here. So I have not met anybody here. So that's the position. Now, you have downstream of Nagarjuna Sagar, upstream of Vijayawada, on the banks of Krishna, you are building Amaravati, the new capital, very much high-put capital is being built. And it is it's on the floodplains, which are 4 meters below the observed HFL, not after the dam break, not after the dam break studies. No, that's the position there. Dam break analysis has been done by NIH in 2015. We're not sure how much analysis has gone, but the capital is being built there. I don't know what CWC is doing. I don't know what Ministry of Water Resources is doing. I don't know what the National Green Tribunal is doing. So, but the capital, construction of the capital is going on. There are other examples. I mean, it takes time to go up to Hirakud. It is in the brochure of DRIP brochure. Hirakud is mentioned. Yeah, I said it is a joke. Don't get upset, DRIP. So next time you may not invite me for this conference because I'm saying it's a joke. Hirakud, the design flood was exceeded in 1970s, early 70s or something like that. It was designed for something like 40,000 cubics or whatever it was. And the DRIP brochure says the estimated flood right now, as approved by Central Water Agency Commission, something like 70,000, which is exceeded by about 60% of the original flood. And the joke is, Central Water Commission has cleared this in 1997. That is 20 years, not my number, it is what is given in the DRIP portion. For 20 years, we have not done anything. This 20 years is just 2 decades. Now that's why I said the revised design plot of Hirakud is not the problem per se. We are the problem, we are not doing anything. Is this what we mean by dam safety program in this country? No, that's why I said it's a joke. And again, I said we are the problem, not the dam safety per se. Now you can see the Gandhi Sagar Dam. Everybody knows the flood exceeded in something like 1980s. The dam overflowed. The design flood, the revised flood is much more than the design, practically I think double the original design flood. Then you have Kolar Dam. This is not nothing about dam. I think this is very interesting. The dam safety went there. There are 5 or 6 gates. There's no water up to the crest level. So we said, okay, just like that, one of the members of the family, let's open one gate. Okay, which gate? So we said, okay, gate number 5. Oh, 5 happens to be my favorite number. So, okay, all right, open it. No, it doesn't open. Believe me, I'm not joking. It is a doubt, gate doesn't open. So, empty reservoir, the gate doesn't open. They have, of course, you have an independent feeder, you have a standby power, the gate doesn't open. So, and everybody looks at everybody else's face. So, what do you call this? Is this a dam safety problem or we are the problem? You can say that. Next is the Gopik Sagar Dam. Yeah, this also finds place in DRIP's brochure. We have been there. Yeah, we have suggested that you should have a gantry to install a stop lock, and stop lock should be installed. But the DRIP misses the main point. One gate is lowered and it's stuck there. Very few gates, 5 gates, that means 20% of the gates are inoperational. One gate is stuck in lowered position because the highest bridge girder, the foundation block is broken. You can see, I mean, it is not hidden, you have shear crack, and you can't operate the gate. Probably if you try to operate, that will be completely disintegrate and it will collapse also. It's a simple problem. It's not really a big problem. You can replace that foundation block. Nothing is being done. But is that the problem we consider, or we have the problem? I think that's indifference. So the problem is we, not the dam safety problem per se. Now you can see this Chandpata Dam. Oh, this is another from the approach of DRIP. Sorry, I prepared this last night. I wrote this in the last night, and this my friend here helped me to prepare this presentation this morning. So we have gone to Chandpata Dam. Yeah, there is a leakage, but I don't think it is as bad as it's made out. And I suggest you should have all the dam engineers should visit this project. We have written a special chapter for this in the dam safety report. If DRIP has the time to say it, probably this is you can preserve it as a heritage dam in this country. Built, I think, in probably end of the 19th century or something like that. King George V was visiting India, and what do you call, Maharaja of Gwalior built it in his honor. And if you have it, look at in the Google image, it looks so beautiful. It is half moon, very beautiful map. There is a hunting lodge on top of the dam, lights all along the dam. It is worth visiting. I suggest the next DRIP meeting could be, your national conference could be organized there. But you will not have 5-star accommodation there. You will have to, they have a resort down there, or probably you'll have to stay in tents. But Shiopuri is close by, it's a small town. I'm sure you can get a non-stored accommodation. If you're prepared to stay in ordinary hotel, I suggest you can all have a next meeting there. It's a beautiful dam, but more than 100 years old. There's a lot of leakage. It's not about to fail. It has not failed for 100 years, so it's not about to fail, but yeah, there is a distress, what is leaking through that. But we asked them, they prepared an estimate for preparing this. And believe me, this estimate doesn't have a drawing, doesn't show what exactly is proposed to do. They said they're going to clad it with concrete on the downstream face. I said, what clad? We have made an estimate. So there is no section, there is no longitudinal profile, there is no cross-section of the dam, there is no indication what exactly is the proposal. So much concrete is going to be put, there is an estimate of 5 or 10 crores of rupees. Oh, they wanted the SRP to say, okay. I said, without a drawing, how can any engineer say what you have done is okay? So there's the position, I think, if DRIP looks at the report, he will see all this one. Now, I'm saying that again, problem is not, the problem is not per se dam safety. The problem is we.
We would love to hear you for
I think
but that I would request that kindly conclude in 3 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll just take 5 minutes more. That's why I wanted to ring up. So there's a bill in Parliament. I don't know what's happening to the bill in Parliament. I think DRIP should be able to do something. Dr. Mihir Shah's report, he's got a 21st century solutions for the water management. I don't find any mention about a dam safety in Dr. Mihir Shah's report. You have a national committee on dam. I wonder how many people on the dam, the national committee on dam safety are attending this meeting. Certainly the chairman has left yesterday evening. I never saw him here again. So, gentlemen, the question is, I am trying to prove is, because the dam safety per se is not the problem. The problem is we. Unless we act, the dam safety problems cannot be solved. Now I come to the conclusion. I have a few suggestions to Central Water Commission. You can them prospectives, perspectives, or whatever you call suggestions, advice. The first one is, CWC is proactive, but probably should be more proactive. I suggest they must promote dam safety awareness. How do you promote? You know, if there is a new cinema is being released, you find Amir Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, and Salman Khan, and Hrithik Roshan, along with their heroines, go around the country saying why you should see that cinema. Why don't we do something like that? You promote your dam safety awareness, something like they do for promoting a new cinema. You know, DRIP, DSO. I don't know if you have already done it, but I'm not sure. There should be. If you have 1,000 dams inspected by dam safety review panel, you must have a report on these 1,000 panel. Please prepare a report which brings out the design deficiencies, construction deficiencies, maintenance deficiencies, and you have so many other deficiencies there in that one. It's dams in incipient state of failure. You should bring out how many dams are in incipient state of failure, dams with manifestation of distress, which may lead to the failure, dams with enhanced hazard due to device design flood exceeding the original, device earthquake magnitude exceeding the original, effects of dam break analysis, emergency plan. How much of this you have done? For how many dams you have done? How much more it to be done? Okay. So this is, I think, the work for DRIP. Now, you haven't. And my suggestion is that, what do you do with this report? You have a lot of fora where you can go and present this report. For example, Jal Manthan. The Jal Manthan, which has took place recently, in fact, I wanted to mention that, show you how indifferent we are to the dam safety problem. There is no mention about dam safety in the program in the Jal Manthan. Latest agenda, which you had only, I think, last month or a few days back, you had a Jal Manthan. Searching through the agenda, whether there's any item on dam safety, you don't have. And you had 2 other Jal Manthans before, which they didn't have. Nobody wanted to discuss. Probably they were not aware they will have a dam safety problem in this country. So, if DRIP can prepare this report, DSO can prepare this report on 1,000 dams and go to Jal Manthan and present, and probably this Jal Manthan is attended by decision makers, policy makers, all kinds of people. 700 people are supposed to have attended the last meeting in Vigyan Bhavan in Delhi. So you can bring to the notice the importance of the dam safety. Now, there is a national water framework bill. I think all of us are aware. This is another exercise which is being done as an extension of national water policy. You have just a triple mandate. One is Nirmal Dhara, Viral Dhara, Swachh Kinara, I guess, whatever they mean. And then we have also, in this one there is a, Har Khet Ko Pani, like is not, like is my word. There is a saying there, Har Khet Ko Pani Dena. So what I am trying to say is we must find a slogan for dam safety, like Har Khet Ko Pani. I hope somebody can find out, like Surakshat Bandh, Surakshat Sinchai, something like that, which sounds very nice on the idea. We must find a slogan, so that which we can also put like Nirmal Dhara, Viral Dhara, Swachh Kinara, Har Khet Ko Pani, Surakshat Bandh, Surakshat something, Sinchai. Sinchai should be there, Bandh should be. Surakshat Bandh and related to Sinchai irrigation. So, and see how you can project this slogan. Yeah, dam safety been important, I said that. I don't know what's happened. In fact, 10 years back, I was called for there is a parliamentary committee questioning and cross-examination and all that. You know that I'm not saying that dam safety bill is perfect, but you need a bill. I don't know whether it is passed or not, or whether it is still being passed, or still being considered, or consigned to a dustbin, or it is archived, I don't know. But please do that. This is very important. At least you have an act of parliament, maybe some pressure will be there on maintenance of dam. Now, this all the plan I understand. There is the 6,000 crores has been provided for National Irrigation Management Fund. There's an irrigation service fee. Irrigation servicing fee is you get money from water unions, the Water Users Association, and the center provides a matching grant for that. So why not include dam maintenance and rehabilitation in that? If they do, the state does it, you pay a matching grant to that. And then you have the accident irrigation benefit program. Why not pay matching grant by the center? Why don't you include the damage maintenance in that? Like you have the World Bank project. In the DRIP, DRIP is a project of the World Bank Water Sector Improvement Project. It's not really dam maintenance. Water sector improvement is for irrigation improvement and the modernization of irrigation. But you have on that one, the DRIP. They have a mandate. There is a protocol. DRIP is the protocol of the World Bank protocol in dam safety organization. So,
Conclude, please.
for what? Yeah, just 2 minutes. It's very difficult. Okay, I think I'm coming to an end almost.
Facing everywhere. So it is a very interesting case raised. We are proposing to have a discussion at the end of the presentation of 3 presenters. So we are calling, you will have your question and suggestions for at the end. Now I call upon the Shri GS Jha.
Minutes.
Good afternoon to everybody. Yes, I am at the tail end, and in water scenario, the tail enders are at disadvantages, please. But I have the advantage of skipping the things, telling you that this issue has already been discussed. Dam, you are aware, is a very important component of water resources development projects. It gives us flexibility in water use. It provides us safety, complete protection from floods. It gives us environmental flow, augmentation of lean flow. It provides us energy, it provides us irrigation, but at the huge cost. So it becomes our responsibility to ensure that the return on investment is commensurate. So whatever we are investing, the commensurate return is there. And also, the such huge investment leads to a huge disaster as well when it breaks. So these 2 aspects of the dam compels us to think that yes, it operates and maintains sustainably so as to give us a sustainable benefit on huge investment. If we are not healthy, if the system is not healthy, it will not give us the commensurate benefit. Realizing this importance, Central Water Commission started this dam safety program way back in late 70s. Dam safety organizations was created in Central Water Commission under a chief engineer, and NCDS committee was set up in which all the states were members, and the states were encouraged to have their own state dam safety organizations. The guidelines were prepared and were shared with the state government. They were encouraged to have dam safety organizations, but we have a magic figure of 15 to 20. Anything we do, if we start a state, if we tell a state to do this, the limit remains between 15 to 20. So not more than 50 to 20 states do the things at time. So that becomes constraint, whether it's PMAC, whether it is Groundwater Act, whether it is creation of dam safety organizations in the states. In National Committee of Dam Safety, this is a perpetual agenda I have seen, and still we have not crossed the mark of 16, 17, so not more than 17 states still have their own dam safety organizations. And it's not likely that we have more than 20 states who will be going in for dam safety organizations. This is a must. Then we also had a dam safety assurance program during 1990s, and we had a lot of lessons learned during implementation of that program. So with the background of dam safety organizations in Central Water Commission, with the implementation of this program, we wanted to revamp this program in the form of launching of this drip dam rehabilitation, which we have been discussing. And this is the chronology of events. Actually, it was started, the first process was with the negotiation with the bank, and that started in June 10th, and it was effectively launched in April 2012, to be exact, 18th April 2012. This project duration is 6 years, that is the completion time will be June 2018. This project is implemented by the director, Dam Safety Rehabilitation Director in Central Water Commission, which is again Chief Engineer, Dam Safety Organizations. It has 3 components: project management, rehabilitation and improvement. Project management is being done by the DSR Directorate. Rehabilitation and improvement of dams, the state agencies are there, implementing agencies are there. And then institutional strengthening is there. If the institutional arrangement is not there, anything we do is not likely to be sustainable. So whatever we do, that has to be strengthened by the sound institutional arrangement. Only then it will be having the permanent effect on the outcome of the program. Initially, you are aware that we had 4 states and 6 implementing agencies. Now we have 7 states and 9 implementing agencies. It started with 217 dams. Now we have 250 dams. This is agency-wise distribution. It's there in this slide. I'm not going to discuss it much. This is cost, implementing agency-wise. The project cost is 2,100 crore, but it is likely to exceed. There are already indications that the amount has to be enhanced, and the necessary arrangement has to be made. These are the component-wise distribution of the cost. 80% is to be provided by the World Bank and 20% by the concerned state. Actually, these are the workflow of drip dams. Initially, actually, we had to see that the spillway, actually these are the major regions of dam failure. The capacity of the spillway has to be adequate to pass it, the requisite design flood. This has to be checked. Initially, the dam was designed with less data, and in most of the dams, when the design review took place, then it was seen that the design flood was exceeding in almost all the cases, sometimes by 200% also. So it was a challenge, and then this was to be taken care of. Hirakud is an important case in point, where we are trying to provide additional spillway, but that is encountering different difficulties. Recently, the Honorable Court has given the judgment, and the works have proceeded further. DSRP inspection is there. On that basis, we see as to what are the difficulties in the dam. Their recommendations are being implemented. And on the basis that PST is prepared, which is nothing but a DPR of the dam, then the tender documents are prepared, award of works is there, and the project completion report. So these are the workflow. This is the physical status. Actually, a number of projects, DPR completed, DSRP completed. All those things are there in the CD you have been provided, you can see that. Again, this is the status of the project. Actually, this is very important. This some of the important regions why this program is required. This seepage is a very common problem in the dam safety program. We have been